3, 2, 1. Okay, we are live. I hope we're live. Hey guys, welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel, where we are continuing FPGA Core Developer Showcase, and this time we are featuring none other than the Boogermann. You know, Boogermann does whatever a booger can. Swing a web? No, he can't. Flick a booger? Yes, he can. Okay, let's begin with that. Hopefully that's not enough to make you leave this stream. So guys, this is a work in progress core. So I spoke to Boogermann. I told him I'm doing like these showcases, and I'm going to be showing work for developers that have contributed a lot to the community, and that are just generally awesome. So he was like, let me give you some work in progress stuff to have a look at. So we're going to have a look at some stuff that's publicly available, some stuff that isn't publicly available, and some of this stuff, it's going to be shown for the first time running on the Analogue Pocket, like I believe this core here. So I can't even remember what the cores are. So this game that we're running here is Arm Def, is the Arm Formation. So that's the name of the core. As you can see, it's a multi-game core. We've got Crazy Climber 2, we've got Kazuru Ukami, we've got Legion Spinner 87, Sky Robo, TerraForce, and TerraForce Japan bootleg. Now, most of the times when you do cores, like one core can have multiple games. So Boogermann is a great asset to the FPGA gaming community. I have to say, from when I started my channel, from when I was very small, very helpful guy. Like he's always giving me tips, he's always giving me pointers, and my understanding of FPGA core development and FPGA gaming in general, it wouldn't be where it is today without Boogermann. And I'm not saying I know a lot, but I know more than I did 2 years ago before I got into this. So guys, it's a Sunday morning, it's a mellow one, and hopefully I'll get some people from different areas of the world showing up. Just a big hello to Alan D and Chris's Retro Gaming, man. Good to have you on board. But let's give this a shot. Okay, A, beam and armed, B, reverse. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's give this a quick go. And yeah, like I love arcade games, and we're getting some good arcade games on here. So I was trying this stuff out in handheld mode. I got this early in the morning. I woke up at like 6:30 a.m, but my wife wanted to sleep, so I woke her up at 9:40, exactly 20 minutes before this stream, and I was like, look man, I love you baby, but you need to clear out, you know, you need to go, because I need to do the stream. But you know, it wasn't like I dashed her out. She knew, you know, I done, you know, Sunday's my day to get the kids up, give them breakfast, and it's nothing fancy breakfast. I just made them toast, peanut butter. One of them had cereal, and then my mum was up as well, so I made her a tea. Really bad gameplay here. Arm Def on a PC Engine is a good game. Yeah, PC Engine had really good arcade ports, Alan. Like really, I absolutely love the PC Engine. It's I always say between the SNES and the PC Engine, it's a difficult choice for me. But if I look at just the sheer amount of games that I like, there's likely more on the PC Engine than there is on the SNES. So does that mean the SNES wins by default? Sorry, the PC Engine wins by default, just at the fact that I can probably name more games that I really like. But you know, the SNES has heavy hitters on there as well, like Contra 3, Super Mario World. What else did I? Okay, Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It did have some heavy hitters, but two games that always come to mind are Contra 3 and Super Mario World, above and beyond anything else. There was stuff like Yoshi's Island as well, but if I'm being completely honest, I didn't actually play Yoshi's Island until much later, until it was actually released as a Game Boy Advance game. You know, you had Super Mario Advance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the different volumes that we had. So yeah, that's when I played it. So I've actually played it originally on the SNES, but the SNES did have a whole bunch of good games. I remember liking Mortal Kombat 2 on there. I thought the Mortal Kombat 2 version was really good on there, as well as that there was the Bomberman game, NBA Jam, Sunset Riders. So it definitely had like a whole bunch of very cool games. But you know, the PC Engine, what did it have? It had Jackie Chan Action Kung Fu, PC Kid, which you guys in the US call Bonk, and like Bonk's Revenge and Bonk's Adventure. Gunhead, Fantastic Shmup, Formation Soccer, Don Doka Don. What else was there? Oh, Legendary Axe. For anyone that doesn't know, when I do my videos, the jingle at the beginning is the first level of Legendary Axe. It's a very catchy jingle, and I think it works really well. I think my intros are, I can't remember exactly how long they are. They're not more than 6 seconds anyway. They might even be like 4 seconds, so just quick so you can kind of watch it. But yeah, Ninja Spirit was on there. A lot of the IRIM M72 stuff, which we will have a look at. That's not a released core. So guys, now some of the work I'll be showing off by Boogermann will be original cores, and a lot of them will be ports. Now I may not have the information to hand, but respect to all the original core developers. The ones that I know I'll definitely mention. Ones that I don't, I'm really sorry I don't have that information to hand, but there are ports and original work here that we are going to see. So yeah, so good stuff. All right, let me just smash myself here. That I died on purpose. The other lives I lost because of lack of skill. So I hope everyone's doing well today. Feels like it's going to be a quiet stream, but you know what? It's all good. It's a Sunday morning. I don't know what everyone's kind of doing. So let's load different games in this core and then we'll move on to something else. So Crazy Climber, this isn't really my jam. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man on the Atari 2600. For anyone that remembers Spider-Man on the Atari 2600, I liked it a lot, but all you kind of did was climb buildings, and that's kind of it. That's kind of all you did. You climb buildings. So this is Crazy Climber 2, and so this is a good indication of what to expect on the Analogue Pocket at some point in the future. Now when I'm playing this stuff, it all feels brilliant to me. I was testing these out in bed. I need to do an intro. What do you guys think of an intro here of just that foot kicking and eventually it kicks the logo? I think that will make a great intro. Maybe something I need to work on. So this one here, it's got a decent attract mode, so I may not actually play it. This isn't really a game for me. It's not something that I ever played in the arcade, and in all honesty, maybe it's something I only would have played this in the arcade if it was in a limited place that I had access to, that I frequented a lot, and there were no other games on there. You know, if there was a choice of other games, Crazy Climber 2 would not be a game that I would choose to play. But it's not a criticism of the game. Lots of people like lots of different games, and it does look like a fun game. It's just I don't really have nostalgia for this, right? So I'm not gonna have the love for it that I do for other games, or even like vertical shmups. Okay, I have to say that looks kind of cool with those very Japanese guys looking out the window and dashing stuff down at you. Let's now have a look at, so let's just keep loading different games. So this one here is Kazure Okami. And guys, I also want to say in the top right, you can see I always put the support my channel, and I also put support the developer. So Boogermann has a Ko-fi. Guys, if you can support him for the work he does, honestly, his work is amazing. The guy spends a lot of time working on stuff for the Analogue Pocket. But as well as that, guys, I have to point out that if you're over on like the FPGA Gaming Discord, which by the way is the best Discord for anything analog related, right? I use it mainly for the Analogue Pocket, but you know, you can go on there for the Analog 3D, the Super NT, the Mega SG, the Analog Duo, whichever analog device that you like or you've got, you can go on there and talk about it. Now when you see Boogermann on there, and so Boogermann's name is Marcus and Boogermann. I think his real name is Boogermann and his internet name is Marcus, so it may be the other way around. So what Marcus does is he helps a lot of other people on there. So we get stuff from the developers and that might be stuck on something. I remember recently someone was doing a colorblind mode, and Marcus, aka Boogermann can flicker booger, yes he can. So Boogermann helps a lot of people as well. So you know, I directly want to plug his Ko-fi. And the reason for that is because the guy is awesome. He's just awesome, and he deserves all the support he can get, because his contributions are major contributions to the Analogue Pocket. Because of him, a lot of stuff is ready and playable in the Analogue Pocket. But this is an interesting game. I do kind of like this game. So I tried it earlier in bed. It reminds me a little bit like that intro at the beginning of what was that? The show, was it Shogun Assassin? You know, Baby Cart in Peril, where you've got that samurai with the little baby cart. You know, and the baby pops out and does stuff as well, if I remember correctly. It reminds me of that. It's a very, very good style of game, I have to say. So over here, so you've got, it is that game, isn't it? Look, it's that movie. It's got a little baby hanging on the back. I didn't notice that in handheld mode. And that's the advantages of playing on a TV. So look, one button is attack and one is block. However, if you press the two together, you can jump. So I want to see if I can pull off a parry. No, okay, it's too fast. I can't react to it. I have to preempt it. Okay, I was trying to parry there, but maybe not. Look at that. I mean, this is a very, very cool game. And I have to say, around the time this game was current, right? And games usually rocked it in the arcade, definitely for the first couple of years and sometimes for longer. So to jump up here, you need to press the two buttons, which is jump. And I feel it works well, because I don't really think you need to do jumping attacks in there. I could be wrong. We can actually try one. So let's see. No, there's no jumping attack. So jumping is strictly for traversing, for you know, from going to you know, a lower to a higher plane and whatnot. So, but this is an interesting game. I would have liked this in the arcade. You know, it's one of those games that late 80s or, you know, mid 80s, whenever this was released, I would have thought, yeah, this is a banger, and it still holds well. I think I'm just, you know, I think it's all about the timing of your attacks. And yeah, man, it's just so cool with that little baby on the back, man. That really does remind me of Shogun Assassin, and that is what the movie Kill Bill by Quentin Tarantino was based on. I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration behind that, and the yellow suits being an inspiration from, oh, these ones are a couple of hits, being an inspiration straight from where is it? Was it Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee movie? So wow, okay, it gets pretty manic here, man. Oh, look, I've done a parry there. Good stuff, man. Will you parry me? Okay, so if you tap it forward, you kind of do that attack. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we'll go for the money. Need to feed the baby. Again, interesting game, and I'm dead. There you go. That's another game within that. So expect these to get released some point in the future. Now, I can't speak for when Boogermann releases his course. Remember, a lot of developers do this in their spare time. They have full-time jobs, life responsibilities, just like all of us. And no idea when these are coming out. I'm just glad that I've got early access to them, and I can share this stuff with you guys on the channel. So this game here now is called Legion. Again, this is part of the Armed F core. So you can imagine the Armed F arcade hardware, and that arcade hardware can run a whole bunch of different games on there, and this being some of them. So this game here being Legion. How do you say it? Nichibutsu. I kind of like that name. You know, I didn't really play too many Nichibutsu games in the UK in the arcade. I don't recall the vast majority of them. Now I would have seen one, but at the same time these were out, maybe there were some games that I considered to be more heavy hitting games, so I may not have played them. However, retrospectively, in hindsight, there's a lot of good games here. There's, you know, the last one that we had a look at was good, and Legion looks good. It looks like a good shmup. Feels good. Controls are good. A lot of these shmups are very, very difficult. That was my special that I used there. Probably shouldn't waste it. And we've got the little guys down there as well. Do I collect the little guys? Are they attacking me, or I don't know what I'm doing? I'm kind of going over them. Or is that how you attack them, by kind of running over them? Maybe you've got some burners underneath, or maybe you're rescuing them. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that kind of looked good there. Again, good games to play. Let me just put the volume up a tad, because I do feel it's a little bit low in here. Now, I do want you guys to appreciate the volume as well, naturally. Oh, that might be too loud, but here, never mind. Here's some of the volume. Oh, and is that going to give me some healing stuff? Heal me, baby, heal me. Oh, that reminds me, I need to do a first aid course for work at some point, so that's going to be coming up soon. It's not actually bad. I recommend if your work, you know, want you, or if you become like a first aider at work, it's really, really good. There's, you know, some of the stuff that you get there, it's definitely a good reminder. It kind of lasts 3 years, and every 3 years I have to do like a refresher on that. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that fire mode. I have to do a refresher, but I have to say that there's a lot of stuff there. You know, especially as a parent, when you learn the part which is, you know, which specifically is for administering first aid to kids. So, which is very, very handy. Remember, as first aid, you're not medical professionals there to save lives. You're just there to provide help while real emergency services come there. And they kind of tell you that, and I think it's good to kind of understand that. Sorry, getting to work stuff here, but even stuff like, you know, when you're doing like fire safety training, you know, a fire extinguisher isn't to put out fires. It's there for you to use as a means of securing an escape in the event that there's a fire in between yourself and the fire exit. You know, it's not there for you to put out a fire and be a hero. Just put out the fire that's in your way and get the heck out. So just important stuff to learn. Yo, Wizzo, wicked in the house, man. Oh, I got gated there almost. So yeah, Wizzo's here from Australia, and this is why I like doing these Sunday morning streams, man. We get people from all over the world, including awesome people like Wizzo. Guys, I feel like I'm invincible here or something, or there's some kind of cheat on, because I should be way dead. Let me see if I can die. No, nothing's killing me. There's definitely a cheat on there. I'm like a bullet sponge, man. There I was thinking I'm skillful. Right, let's roll with the next game in this core. Okay, so the next game is Sky Robo. Now, generally speaking, as a rule for gaming, any game that has the word Robo in it is generally a good game. It's generally a good game. I'm talking about RoboCop. What's that one on the Neo Geo? Robo Army, is it? So I always have high expectations for anything with the word Robo in there. And I kind of get the feeling this one isn't going to disappoint. Now, I did try it, so I don't remember this being a bad game. Yeah, this is the horizontal shmup. I just gave it a quick blast. You know what? I put it on the Analogue Pocket. Oh, wow, okay. That's a really cool move. Oh, I can transform into a robot. That is a banger. I didn't realize that when I was trying to get out in bed. Okay, well, we're going to go spaceship. We're going to shoot this here. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's get a little bit of speed going. But I kind of want to be the robot, man. The robot is cool, but the robot is almost dying. So interesting game. Oh, okay. So we I keep on trying, but I keep on dying. And guys, remember, you know, if you can support Boogermann, support Boogermann. You know, he gives us awesome cores. What we'll do is after this, we'll have a look at some cores that have actually been released, because I don't want to show you stuff that, hey, look, I've got this stuff and you haven't got it right now. You know, I want to show you stuff that, okay, I've got it, but you know, you will get it at some point in the future. Dates to be confirmed. But I want to show you stuff that you've got as well, because Boogermann's done a lot of stuff that is out. So what we'll do is, let's have a look at the last game on this. Terra Force, we won't have a look with additional Z80. All right, let's go with the additional Z80. If this doesn't work for some reason, we'll run another one. So let's have a look at this. Ooh, okay. Again, this Nichibatsu stuff, I have to say, the intros are really, really good. Like what I'm seeing here from, I imagine all these are Nichibitsu, however you say it. The intros for the games they're phenomenal. How good they are. Almost feels like you know, you're entering a movie more than a video game. So yeah, guys, if anyone's unaware, we've got Wizzo in chat. Wizzo is the mastermind behind the Zapparoo project. Now, if you're unaware what the Zapparoo project is, get used to that name, because that is what the Tap2 project has now become. It used to be called Tap2, but because of a pending trademark in the USA and the fact that the project has become such a massive success, you know, for the longevity of the project, Wizzo and team have come out with Zapparoo. I, for one, like it. A lot of people say, you know, it's not as sticky, or it's not as catching as Tap2. And, you know, for the most part, I have to agree that. But sometimes you've got to make sound decisions as, you know, something that may well turn into something bigger in a business. And last thing you want is litigation and issues like that. So completely support the Zapparoo decision. And I think it's a fantastic name. And I'm sure it's going to catch on absolutely greatly. So okay, another vertical shmup here. What we'll do is now I'm going to exit this core, and I really do think we should have a look at one of the greatest cores on the Analogue Pocket. So this I do know who originally made this core, and this core was originally made by Wicca Wacka for the MiSTerFPGA, and then it was released for the Analogue Pocket. It was ported to the Analogue Pocket by Boogermann. And again, why I say Boogermann's work is so important. These are excellent cores. It's because of his porting work that he has brought it over to the Analogue Pocket. And there were issues with this core in different iterations of the Analogue Pocket, and I'm pretty sure, and actually I'm sure that they've all been combed out. So again, just you know, just a testament to how hard Boogermann works. So let's run with this, and here you go. My favorite game's already selected. I like that. That's the last game that I picked on this core. But let's while that loads up, let's just give you a bit of Boogermann, swing a web. No, he can't. Flick a bogey. Yes, he can. Here comes the Boogermann. Okay, let's let Boogermann go. Oh, actually, you can pop up. You can have a look at him while we've got a black screen up. And hopefully that will load soon. I hope I don't... Oh, it is loading. Right, I remember with that core, people were like, hey, man, it's not loading. But you need to exercise patience. And guys, seriously, this is one of the greatest games of all time. One of the best arcade games ever. One of the best games on the system. It is just amazing. And if you haven't played R-Type Leo, run your updater. Get this going for yourself. It is just such a fantastic game. It has such a mellow soundtrack, but it just works so well with this game. And I have to say, compared to other shmups out there, this isn't one of the ones that I'd consider super challenging. It's just, it's very fair, even some would say even easy in its difficulty. Love the way it starts. Hold on.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Love it. So in R-Type, the original R-Type, we had the pods. This is slightly different. So you get your first power up and you get 2 pods. Now when you press the button, it will launch forward and attack and destroy stuff for you. And then you call them back and then they recharge, that blue bar down there, see? When you call them back, it will recharge and then you can use them again. So it's a very, very different way of playing it. You've got, I think you've only got 3 power-ups in the game, as well as like missiles and speed. But yeah, this game for the whole part just works really well. Let me just put the volume down a bit because I think it is a tad loud on there, so just want to make sure that yeah, you guys can hear me. Really, really do like this game. And guys, this is available right now. If you're not playing this on your Analogue Pocket, play it on your Analogue Pocket. And I'll always say that when it comes to fighters, especially in shmups, you can really feel the difference between an FPGA core and software emulation. The FPGA core is just very, very snappy, very, very responsive, and it particularly comes out shining in shmups. When you notice that and you think, wow, this is super responsive, especially when you get used to stuff. When you get used to stuff slightly, you're like, okay, so let's look at one of the other fires. This fire is really, really interesting as well. And you want to use your pods all the time. You know, you want to optimize your damage and use them all the time. The pods are there. Now, you know, I like the pods in the original R-Type game where you can have it in front of you and behind you. It's interesting, but I feel like they did a really good job in R-Type Leo with how they kind of gave you the pods, but they've mixed it up. It's almost like you've got, you know, your special fire, your bomb, but you've got unlimited amounts of them, and it recharges very, very generously as well. Which one have we looked at? I don't think we've looked at the red one. Let's grab the red one. Now, the red one's probably my least favorite one because the blue one's probably my favorite because of the bouncy stuff. Then whatever green or yellow is, here you go. We've got a powered up version of that. There you go. Again, like, this is a really, really good game. And I'd say to anyone that finds shmups extremely difficult or very difficult in the general sense, then maybe play this one. This one is definitely more forgiving. It just feels very, very good when you play it. Okay, there you go, first level done. And I'm not really great at shmups or anything like that. So, you know, if I'm doing all right on this, I'm doing all right on this. So another game on here that people really, really like is In the Hunt. Now, In the Hunt is a very, very unique shmup. It's where you're in a submarine. Now, guys, this isn't something from the Booger Vault. This is something that's come out from the Booger Vault. The other IRM core we've got is the IRM M72. That hasn't been released yet, and hopefully that will get released at some point in the future whenever Boogermann releases his next wave of cores. I think his most recent release was the MSX, and I know that was very, very well received by the community. A lot of people that I actually spoke to said they're getting an Analogue Pocket specifically for the MSX. They said that was the core that made them say, yes, I am going to buy it. I am going to get myself an Analogue Pocket. And we all have those moments. I always say I got the MiSTer because of CPS2, the excellent core from Hotego. So we all have our reasons as to why we get an FPGA device. I initially got the Analogue Pocket. I pre-ordered it and there wasn't any open FPGA. I just thought it was an ultimate way to play Game Boy games. And then the FPGA stuff is a massive, massive bonus. I mean, just look at what we have in our pocket. We've got, you know, excellent recreations, excellent FPGA recreations of arcade games. We've got stuff like In the Hunt. If you try and buy the arcade hardware, it's going to be very, very expensive and it's going to be temperamental. A lot of that old hardware's breaking. You need to replace certain items on there. And also with the Analogue Pocket, if you buy the Analogizer from Random Monk Free, you can play this on a CRT and you can use original controllers. I think his latest work is getting the PlayStation controller working, including the analog. So work's always getting done. Now, this game, when I said R-Type Leo was relatively easy for a shmup, for a horizontal shmup, I'd say the opposite for this. This is a tough game. Didn't get MiSTer because I kind of want to keep my kidney. They're not that expensive now, especially now that you've got especially now that you've got the MiSTerPs. Like, you know, you're talking, you know, we've gone to half the price now. So you've got two fires on this. You've got your straightforward fire, and then you can kind of pop up here and you can fire at stuff above, or you can fire missiles that go up anyway. I don't know if the water missiles go above, or you need to be above. Oh, okay, yeah, so you need to be surface level in order to get like the helicopters up there, but if there's anything above you, you can just fire at them. And again, this is a really, really good game. Now, on the MiSTerFPGA, Wickerwacker, the core developer, actually, he's made a turbo version of the core. Now, it's definitely worth checking out, but in games like this, it negates the slowdown, and sometimes you need that slowdown to survive. There's a lot happening on the screen. There's a lot of things exploding, a lot of projectiles coming at you. So ideally, you want the slowdown to be able to survive, you know, rather than it whacking you in the head. But yeah, you definitely don't need to sell your kidney. I mean, to be honest, Vel178, at the price you're offering your kidney, you know, if I ever need a kidney and you're a match, I'm quite happy to drop you, you know, $160, $185 for a kidney, you know, plus VAT and charges. So say in my local currency, £200. I'll have to bear that in mind. That's you're selling your kidney for a cheap price, man. I'm sure you can get more, but don't sell it. You know, it's good to have two kidneys. By the way, that's just a joke. I'm not after any body organs, yeah. In case anyone takes that literally, that is what is known as satire humor. Is it satire humor or just humor? Some people may not see it as humor, right? Let's have a look at another heavy hitter on here. Remember, this is a public core. You guys can grab this right now. Original core developer Wickerwacker, brought over to the Analogue Pocket by none other than Boogermann. And this is Ninja Baseball Batman. Now, I never played this in the arcade. When I played this, I played this on emulation because I looked at it on a list and I saw Ninja Baseball and I saw Batman. I actually thought Batman's going to be out there playing baseball with us. And you know, just the title, let's say you've never heard of the game and the first time you hear of this game, you see it in a list of like MAME or Final Burn Neo or Final Burn Alpha, and you see Ninja Baseball Batman. You're going to be curious because you're going to think, there's ninja in there. What the heck is baseball doing in here? And what has Batman got to do with it? Even though Batman's not one word and it's a little bit of a giveaway, it's bat, one word, and then man, another word. And mind you, that text there actually almost looks like it is one word, right? But I remember in the list, pretty sure it was ninjas. Actually, we can have a look now. So load game. Yeah, so Batman, bat and man. But, you know, when you see that in a list, you think to yourself, do you know what? I need to try this game. And this is a game where when I was playing this on a stream actually with Andy D. Andy D, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Kind of long time no speak, but I know you're busy with your stuff. So I like long the best. So when we were playing this via Final Burn Neo and doing a stream using Fightcade so we could look at the same games and kind of talk, this game here had it had graphical glitches that aren't present in the FPGA core, which shows, you know, the FPGA core as being like somewhat the superior version when compared to software emulation. But the great thing about doing FPGA core work, the information can be fed back to MAME and software emulation. So, you know, that information then can be used, and same as information can be used from MAME in order to kind of accelerate growth of FPGA cores. So here you go, wakey. Okay, let's see that again. What a fantastic game! What a bizarre concept, you know. What a bizarre concept, and that's a special. It feels like, you know, that hit in the movie that you do, you know. Okay, so I whacked the bomb out there. Didn't realize how I did that. Always like in brawlers where you get to break shutters or doors. You know, you see a door, you know you're going to punch it a couple of times, and you're going to be able to open it. Whereas something like Resident Evil, when you see a door, even though you know you could kick that door down, you need to find the key, which is located in a different part of the map in a very difficult area of the game. So guys, can we also get a location check here? Oh, Cuckoo in the house, how you doing, man? Where have we got? We had people from mainly USA yesterday. We had one person from Israel. And I think that's all I kind of remember from last night's stream. I know we've got Australia and UK here. We may have some USA here if there are some people go to bed really late. They're like, hey, it's 4 a.m. over here and I haven't gone to bed yet. So, you know, I'd say maybe go to bed, man. It's sleeping is healthy and that's something you want to do. Right, let's see if there's another game on here. that we can have a look at before we move over to something else. So Gunforce and Gunforce 2, they're like what Metal, from the people that went on to make Metal Slug, the people that worked on the IRM 92 stuff went on to work for Neo Geo stuff. So what we'll have a look at here, we'll have a look at Gunforce, okay, we'll have a look at Gunforce 2. And guys, this game is rock and roll. This game is metal. This game is everything an action game should be. Okay, Mr. Pie didn't expect the demand. Will take a year for... Now, to be honest, Vel, Batch 2 was in stock for like a full day. So there was ample stock. You know, we didn't have to wake up at 2 a.m. over here. I mean, you could if you wanted to. But even the next morning when I woke up, it was in stock. And I went to work. I checked it during the afternoon. It was still in stock. So stock for the Mr. Pie and the last batch there was plenty. And with Batch 3, I imagine it's going to be the same, because I think that surge of demand has kind of initially gone. It's gone. So we've now, you know, when it comes back in stock, you know, I think PayPal is going to be an option. You never know. Taki might sell some on AliExpress. So the supply is there now, is what I'm saying. The supply is there. You've got the QM Tech clone as well. So options are there, man. So definitely keep hold of your kidney. You know, it's important, and hopefully you can get yourself a Mr. Pie. Right, here we go. PCN, baby. Oh, okay, so you know what? Let's run the MSX core next, because that's a recent release. And after MSX, we'll have a look at some other stuff as well. Again, banging soundtrack, guys. Very, very rock and roll. And, you know, any games where you... Dave, cheerleaders is good enough for me, man. There's just something about cheerleaders and growing up and watching all of them. And, you know, what was something I was watching? The pack mentality. I think it was How I Met Your Mother. He goes, look, it's like the cheerleader syndrome or the cheerleader theory, something like that. So, you know, he kind of mentions that, you know, when you look at the cheerleaders individually, they're not that great looking, but when you see them as a pack, they look amazing. And that was really, really funny. I think I saw it on a YouTube short. That was kind of funny. Okay, so a quick look at that. We played badly, but as you can see, there's a lot of action happening. Slowdown does help. If you're playing the turbo version of the core, there's going to be no slowdown. So you need lightning fast reflexes. And some of these games were designed with the slowdown in mind. So what you got in screen, the developers had in mind that it's going to slow down, and that's how you're going to dodge it. And that's why a lot of shmups, especially the cave shmups, people don't like them on software emulation, because the software emulation negates all the slowdown. It just means you die. Whereas when you play it on hardware, the slowdown kicks in, which gives you like, you know, reasonable time to dodge everything that's coming out. So what we're going to have a look at, you know what we might do? We might just look at a really, really bad game now before we move on. And Superior Soldiers. This is a bad fighter, but you know, I kind of like it. It's so janky, it's fun. So it's well worth checking out if you're into fighting games. So this game, I found out when I did a video on it, or I saw someone's tweet on it. I never realized this is actually a fighter based in the R-Type universe. Someone said, I hope I'm not wrong. If I am, definitely let me know. If I'm right, please confirm it. CM5 handheld. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to the Mr. Handheld that Taki Udon intends to work on at some point in the future. Like, really, really looking forward to that. So here we've got Superior Soldiers, and honestly, by all means, it's not a great game, but you've got, you know, look at that body movement there, man. I mean, like, wow, would you not want to date that? It's really funny. Look there. Hello. Hey, baby. How you doing? Hey, get behind me. What are you doing? Okay, do you know what? Let's go with Catty Docs, man. Catty Docs, is that how you say it? Catty Docs. And this game is terrible, guys. It's so terrible that I like it. It's not a good fighter by any means, but let's check it out. We've got RoboCop's cousin there. He's called Meltdown, and we've got her. Please tell me she's got fireball moves, because I usually pick a guy that looks like Captain Commando. That's a 6-button game, by the way, so... Oh, okay. Where was this? Oh, okay. I don't usually do this on a first date, but I'll make an exception for you, RoboCop. That is... Oops. Yeah, I'm going to get smashed up in this game. Okay. He's just tossing me all about. But it's a terrible game, but honestly, it's worth trying out. Oh, is Metal Slug notorious for slowdown and emulation as well? Okay, cool. I know, like, they've Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, and they've fixed some of those issues. But you know, if you played those games growing up, slowdown is a big part of it. Like the Street Fighter games, CPS1, CPS2. Now, they've actually made ROM hacks that negates all of the slowdown. It just gets rid of all of the slowdown. It's not there anymore. But it's not something I'm going to play. I like the slowdown. They've also made that New Horizon version, which is like a more balanced version of Super Turbo. But again, I like Super Turbo for what it is. I like the slowdown. I'm used to the slowdown, and I'll never ever take that away. That's just part of the game. However, some games that I've never played, like a lot of the fast ROMs that Kendu 1.2 is now working on, I quite like the fast ROMs, especially in something like a racing game. So, you know, they kind of work well. But let's quit this and let's go over to the MSX core. So we're going to go Open FPGA. And here we go, MSX. Now, this for the whole part runs really, really well. I remember I had a version for quite some time, and I got a set of instructions with it, like use this mapper. This mapper works better with Konami games. This works with some other stuff. But when I updated recently, I think like yesterday or whatever, and I ran the MSX core, and it just kind of ran. So where is I kind of wanted to put the Fairyland story. Is it under T? Let's have a look. I wonder if it's THE. Okay, maybe it is. Because the Fairyland story, that's something Hotego and team are working on. The arcade version of the game. But MSX has some really, really good ports. And this kind of works straight out. Okay, it's not working here. So guys, if you find a game that's not working, I'm going to go with memory here. So now let's go to slot A mapper, right? So let's put it on auto to start off with, just to see if that resolves the issue. Oh, here you go. That's resolved it. So maybe have a look at your mapper. If auto's not doing it, then you can go and try and change different mappers. Okay, that hasn't quite done it, has it? So let's go. Really sorry, man. It's been a while. I've had this call for a while. So let's go Konami again, and let's see if that does anything. Is that going to do something? I really hope it does. No? Okay, it hasn't done anything. So let's now go here. I've definitely got this game to work before. Maybe this one here. Just can't remember. It's just, you know, you're going to try some stuff out. Here you go. Look, it's worked now. So if you're finding stuff on the MSX that isn't working, there's various like sets out there that you can get, but go into the mappers and change the mappers. And, you know, like, I'm very ignorant to this stuff, but I do recall Boogermann specifically saying, you know, have a look at the mappers. And this is a good game. I like single screen platformers, and you know, getting this core in the Analogue Pocket, I know it's out for the MiSTer, and I really do hope we get MSX2 support, because like many of you guys, when you hear MSX, you think, oh wow, I'm going to be able to play Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is MSX2. It's not available. It's not available for this version of the core. This is the first MSX system. I really do hope we get number 2 at some point, and that's why I'll always say, guys, please support Boogermann if you can. His Patreon link is in the description. The very top of the description, so you can see it there. Also, it's just flashing up on screen in the top right as well. So, you know, before you support me, support Boogermann. The guy does a lot of work, man. He's a very cool guy as well, and he does a lot of work bringing us a lot of fun over to the Analogue Pocket. Let me have a look at some of the comments. Bajamoic, I know my username is annoying. It's supposed to be Bjork mixed with a bit of Jamiroquai. Okay. Right, okay, so I can see what your musical influences are. In fact, I've got a friend that's got a similar name, but he used the band Oasis and Pulp to form his name. If you were around the Street Fighter circles, you may know who he is, but he hates being online and stuff, so I'm not going to give the name that he kind of made up. Oh, okay. The Kingdom of Super Sega. We have got Spain in the house. How are my Spanish people doing? And I hope you guys are doing well out there, because there's a lot of stuff that obviously we're hearing. The latest news I heard was there's some companies selling like Spanish people water now. You know, they're kind of, it's almost like they've put them in a position where, due to all the floods and everything, there's no clean drinking water, and you know, the government's recommended that they boil the water, and you've got companies now that are just simply outright charging you for the water. So I kind of read that, and it sounds bad. I hope things do become better there. You know, I've seen all the floods and everything that happen out there, and I wish you guys all the best. Just like any place in the world where anyone is having issues, man, it will never ever be nice to wake up one day and to find that, you know. And that's where, you know, a lot of times you think like, wow, you know, how powerless we are when events like that occur. Can I squash it against the wall? No, I can't. Okay, I thought I could. I don't know too much about the dynamics of this game, but yeah, it looks good. Look, mum, no pants. Wicked. Okay, so I need to drop something on this, yeah? Or can I, oh, can I smash it again? But how do I smash all of these if I, does it have to be from, or can I jump on them? Okay, so he's pushing the cake. Okay, cool. Right, hopefully I'll get to learn some of this game later. Let's run another game, because this does have a whole bunch of games on this. We'll go to slot A and we'll try and what other games are there? We're looking at letters, I think. Okay, so I've got MSX2 on here as well. We'll have a look at the games. The games like Metal Gear, they won't work on this if I've truly got it. Here you go, Metal Gear 2, which, let's face it, as soon as we hit MSX, that's one of the first things that comes to mind, right? Well, it definitely did for me. So bangers. Okay, I haven't got too many here. A big shout out to Vampire, who's like a MSX guy. He told me these games were really good. So this is like what inspired Boogermann, or what became Boogermann on the MSX. Now, guys, the MSX core is available to grab right now via your favorite updater. You can get the core, and then it's just a matter of putting the games on there. Now, bear in mind, remember, like we had a look, if the games aren't working for you, just cycle yourself through the mappers. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I haven't got a keyboard connected, actually. Some stuff may require a keyboard, I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't. I can't remember if there's an on-screen keyboard that we can use. I can't remember. Should have plugged in a keyboard. To be honest, I probably can plug in a keyboard. I just need to plug it out from my... Okay, what's going on here? Maybe, again, let's try and change the mapper to see if it does anything here, because we've got nothing on the screen. So let me go auto again and see what it kind of gives us. Oh, okay, there you go. So there you go. Look, that didn't work with that mapper. Get blown. Look at this, same classic gameplay, but the graphics more kind of squarish. So interesting. I think I can blow up those walls rather than these solid ones. Yep. So I believe this was the inspiration behind Boogermann. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be the first game that kind of used this four-way formula. I like the death animation there. It's pretty cool, right? Ah, I was trying to like lay a bomb so where I could just lay a bomb and kind of duck out. Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. It's a Sunday morning for me stream. I've got a hard cut-off time at 12 where we've got a couple of options. I might take my mum and my two boys out for lunch. But I might have my auntie, my mum's sister, coming over. So if she comes over, then I'll just take the boys out to like, it's not great weather here. I can't take them parks. So I can either take them to like table ice hockey, whatever it's called, or I can take them to like an indoor play center. The indoor play center is good because when they're playing that, I can sit in the adult section and take a handheld with me. I mean, if I really want, I can sit there doing video editing or whatever. But I might take the GPD Win or Win 4 or the Steam Deck with me and just get on with some work. Let's have a look at this other banger as well, which is the Maze of Gallius. So this was highly recommended as you know, a game that sells the MSX core. It's a system selling core. Now again, the issues that you're going to have is going to be with the mappers. So we'll go back into core settings and load a mapper. So auto hasn't worked. We'll cycle through them. Sorry, let me press that. Okay, here you go. Is that working now, or is it going to crash after the Konami logo? So you kind of get to learn which one works better with which games, and whatever your favorite game is, you'll know that, okay, I need to use this specific mapper with it. It's a Game Master, Konami, ASC 118, etc., etc. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. Now, someone did point out to me that there's a lot of games on this that are actually ports of Spectrum games that have been ported over, because some games you think, oh, the quality in this game is really, really good, and then you look at another game and you think, okay, how come the quality of this isn't so great? And you realize that some of them were just cache-ins of Spectrum ports where people just wanted those wanted to cash in and porting a Spectrum game over. So interesting. I can't beat that with my sword. You know, I can imagine back when this was current, you know, I'm talking about days where I had like the Atari 800 or the C64 and the Spectrum, whether it was a 128 or a 48K, all that stuff. This stuff was just magnificent. You know, these were the games that you played. I want to go down there. Okay, so good. Was there full damage? I wasn't really paying attention. I got ballsed. Okay, let's run like one more game on this and we'll start having a look at some games. Yeah, Val, okay, that's way before my time gaming starts place. Yeah, I mean, if you're younger, that's your retro gaming. I didn't play the MSX, but I did play games that are from that era. You know, the Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the Atari 800. So I did have an experience with this stuff here. So I can't remember what's... Okay, I was hoping there was just a list. Okay, cool, where we can have a look at all of them in one thing. So let's try and see a game. I know Nemesis is out for this, so maybe we can go, unless we see something that really does stand out. And oh, Nemesis 2, 3. Let's go with original Nemesis. We'll go Nemesis here, and I'll likely have to change the mapper again, I imagine. No, okay, I don't need to change the mapper. So again, like play about with that mapper. Okay, let's sorry, just checking a message while we do that. Okay, Terminator, I kind of got your message, but I'm just having a look here. I'm not going to respond, but right, I've seen what you've shown me, and it is hilarious. But we can have a look at that. We'll have a look at that next, in fact, what you're kind of saying in that private message. So let's now have a look at that. Let's go. Okay, so guys, this is Nemesis, man, like a banger of a game. Yeah, PC Engine's fantastic, man. Oh, sorry, playing badly here. Man, I suck at this. What is going on? Never mind. It's quicker for us to go and look at one of the other games. So oh man, you know what, I've had enough. Let's exit this call, guys. That's the MSX core. If you haven't tried the system, try it out. There's some interesting games on there, especially like for the older guys, you know, guys that are my age, not the guys that are like Vel 178's age, because he's a lot younger than us and he began life on the PlayStation. But for us older boys that had C64, that had what else did we have? Like the Spectrum, the Atari 800 and that stuff, for us it is good. Guys, let's have a look at this. Is an absolute classic, Pac-Man. And there's a few different games in there and we'll have a look at them. Now, Pac-Man was before my time. So Vel, it was before my time. However, I do vividly remember a place we used to go to where there was a cab station. And when we went into that cab station, they had Pac-Man as the game there. And it was one of the games that I used to play in attract mode only. That's how I played it. My parents never put money in there. And there I was as a kid, I don't know, 4, 5, whatever, 4, 5 maybe. And yeah, I was pretending to play it. So here we go. Again, banging soundtrack, man. Who doesn't recognize the Pac-Man soundtrack? Classic gaming. Now, people said video games, you know, influence people badly. Now, you know, if you played Pac-Man as a kid, you know, you may have ended up in a dark room, listening to strange electronic music, popping pills, having visions of ghosts. That might have been the case. Let's have a look. But guys, this is Pac-Man, and I have to say, you know, with the controller I'm using, I thought I was Super Pac-Man there for a bit. Let's go and let's run one of the other ones. So we've got Miss Pac-Man. Now, you know, I'm not a hardcore Pac-Man player, so you know, I might be like, what's the difference between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man apart from like a few aesthetics? There might be more differences in there, I'm not sure. But that's like someone that doesn't know Street Fighter going, you know, what's the difference between Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super Turbo, Hyper 15th Anniversary Edition, and then finally, like, what's that? Ultra. they're all the same, you know, and I'll be like, no, there's actually a lot of differences in there. So maybe there's differences in this as well. I just maybe don't know them. But we haven't even got the original here, which is Puckman. So, you know, who gives a puck? Well, I give a puck. Let's run out there. Well, Miss Pac-Man feels a tad faster. I've got you. Oh, yeah, Pixel Cherry Ninja. We just got ourselves a Pixel Cherry. So yeah, Pac-Man, and hopefully this will get released at some point for the Analogue Pocket. So this is one of the ones from the famous Booger Vaults. Some stuff has leaked from the Booger Vault because apparently there's a lot of stuff in there, and the vault can't hold everything that is in there. So we've got Pac-Man, we've got Miss Pac-Man, and now let's load another game in here. We're good. Okay, Pac-Man Plus, I don't know what that is. Let's give it a run. Let's see what Pac-Man Plus really brings us. I know many people like this game, and there's also other loved games as well. We'll have a look at that one next. So we've looked at the ARMED F core. We're now looking at the Pac-Man core. So this is Pac-Man Plus. Now I don't know what the difference is with this again. No idea. Is it a bit faster? Okay, the ghosts look different when you get yourself a power pill. Okay, cool. Let's now go to the final one here. So a little bit of trivia here. This is Pac-Man. So Pac-Man began life as Pac-Man, and the reason it was changed to Pac-Man is because people kept rubbing out. If you look at the letter P, if you look at like the you know, the sideways U that joins onto the I that makes a letter, they would rub off part of that, so it became an F, and then it rhymes something that I don't want to say right loud here. Rhymes with puck but begins with an F. So people kept vandalizing the arcade machines, and which I find hilarious. So, you know, Puckman changed to Pac-Man. Yo, Scandal UK in the house, channel member. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And like I always say, I hope you're not working too hard. And Chris Mullen, love Miss Pac-Man. Well, you know what? I think if I had to love one of them, I would love Miss Pac-Man more, right? Miss Pac-Man, sorry, Miss Pac-Man. I would want to Puckman Miss Pac-Man. I want to puck Miss Pac-Man. Pac-Man wants to puck Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, what the puck? I got the pill. Come here, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat you too. I used to like, I always mention it in Good Street Arcade. There was a guy with Down syndrome, man, who was just a killer at Pac-Man, and he knew this trick that he showed me where he'd kind of be in a corner like that, and the ghost couldn't get him. They'd loop him around somewhere, but he just knew how to get that. Not in my case, obviously the ghost can get us over here. So let's have it, while we're on these kind of older classic games, I want to introduce you to something else from the Boogermann Vault that hasn't received a public release yet. However, it is a game that many people like. So Mr. Doe, let's go with Mr. Doe. Now, one of my friends absolutely loves this game. So we'll go with Mr. Doe, and then we'll go with Mr. Doe Fixed. I don't know this game well enough to know what was broken, what was fixed. Have no idea. But I know one of my friends, and this is his favorite game. This is the only game he ever played. It's the only game he ever likes. And I know he was playing it on emulation before. I don't know, you know, he doesn't have the arcade machine or anything like that, but when he discovered emulation, he just loved it, and he just used to tell me how great the game is. And you know, the guy could spend like the whole day playing it. Not interested. I think the only other game he played was like games on the Wii. Like I remember playing him at Mario Kart on the Wii online, and yeah, he was playing. I kind of cheated because I was playing with a controller and it's easier, and he was playing it with a steering wheel, and I was like, nah, man, I played it with a. Oh, I'm down here. Sorry, I thought I was up there. So I know I can get these rocks on their head. Ooh, okay, so I got done. So yeah, I know this is a game many people like. It's an arcade favorite for many people out there. So yeah, hopefully, you know, this stuff that you're seeing will get released. Now, remember, I had like stuff like the IRIM M92 first, the MSX core first, and they have been released. So, you know, can never give you like a time that they're going to get released. You know, can never say it's going to get released on like the 2nd of January at this time. You know, that is completely up to Boogermann what he does. I'm just really happy that, you know, from time to time, I'll get early access to the calls. And that's why I always say, people, If you can support him over on his Ko-fi, support him over on his Ko-fi, especially if you're enjoying his cause. If there's a core that is particularly special to you and you think, wow, I'm really enjoying it, then yeah, give Boogermann some support over on Ko-fi, man. If anyone deserves it, this guy deserves it. Lots of developers deserve support, especially for doing stuff in their spare time. And Boogermann is one of those guys, man. And I know I sound like a shill, and I've got no shame in it, man. I am a shill for people going over and supporting awesome developers like Boogermann, and I'll never ever be ashamed of it. So I'll keep saying it in here. Hopefully it's not going to drive you guys crazy, but there is a good cause behind it, because you know, he makes these awesome cores, and you know, it's nice to get some recognition and compensation for it, you know. So everyone has bills, and there's a lot of time he spends on this, so you know, that's there. Anyway, I'll stop the plugging for a bit, but I will come back to it, kind of guaranteed. But yeah, let's again, like, this is an interesting game. I know so many people like this game, man. Like I've heard a lot of the older generation, they always mention that, yeah, man, Mr. Do is the game. Mr. Do was the game. I can kind of see why. I mean, there was a game called Boulder Dash that I used to have on my Atari 800, and I liked that game a lot. I played that a lot. Have I got all the cherries? Yes. And actually, I really should like this game, because this has a lot of cherries in there, and I love pixel cherries, man. If anyone ever asked how did I come out with my username, it was just a random name. I wanted to have something that was a bit unique, so if you search Pixel Cherry Ninja, hopefully it just brings you over to me, as opposed to anyone else. And it's three things that I like. My favourite kind of fruit, I don't know if coconut's a fruit or is it a nut, but I really do like cherries. I really do like pixel kind of graphics. And who doesn't like ninjas, you know? Who doesn't like ninjas? You gotta love ninjas. I mean, they're brilliant. I remember the ninja movies from the 80s and the 90s. One of them was my favourite, the Ninja Kids. And I remember in that one specifically and vividly that you know, there was a rock, like a little stone, and the ninja done a ninja jump over it, and it looked so darn cool, man. I was like, you could have just stepped over that rock, but you done a ninja jump over it, and it just looked fantastic. Majak, no FPGA is software emulated. Okay, Mr. is hardware emulation. Yep, absolutely. So guys, let's run another game. So let's quit this course. So we've looked at ARM Def. I've got a game here called, whoops, sorry, I've gone to play cartridge. My bad, press the button too quick. Oh, why is it giving me error? I've got a cartridge in there, never mind. I can look into that later. I've got a game here called Chameleon. Now, I could be wrong, but I remember Chameleon. I remember Chameleon. Now, I could be wrong. Let's have a look. So it's made by Jalico. And okay, so author Open Gateway, but I seem to recall, now I could be wrong, I'm just going by memory here, I think this might be one of Pirco's cores. Again, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. So again, this game is before my time. If I was around when this game came, or if I played this game when it was first released, then yes, I may have played it, I may have appreciated it. At this moment in time, going back to it now, I can see why people would have liked this game. Back in 1983, this is the kind of style of games you had. This likely would have been considered cutting edge for its graphics and the gameplay. But going back to it now, yeah, I don't have the love for it that maybe someone will have that actually played this in the arcade. So you're a chameleon, let's go. But again, it's great checking this stuff out. So I am a chameleon there. Okay. Oh, okay, so I'm not actually playing here. When do I start playing? Oh, okay, I'm playing now. So, there you go. I'm click the next. So you can whack a bomb there and it will kill the chicken. Go up. So I think that's what I have to do. I have to get all the eggs. Oh, and you can kind of climb on the wood. So, again, not really my cup of tea now, you know. My arcade years that I really went arcade by myself and used to hang out for the full day came a lot later on. Have I done the level now? Do I need to go here? Oh, okay, no. Yeah, so this is Chameleon. So guys, we've had a look at the ARM Def core that has multiple games on there. We've had a look at Pac-Man, which has multiple games. We've had a look at Mr. Do, that has multiple games. Oh, do I need to get rid of all the bombs to do the level as well? Okay, interesting. So we've now had a look at Chameleon. So a few different games out there. You know, some newer, some older. But again, this game, for the time this came out, 1983, this would have been fantastic. You know, this is around the era of the Atari 800, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the Atari 800 came after. I'm just trying to think. I got an Atari 800 in 1987, so I got it a few years after it came out. I just don't know when it was released. So let's get up there. Oh, let me just eat it from here. Here we go. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and eat all these eggs. Okay, do the eggs turn into the chickens? Okay, that's kind of dead. So let's have a look. Okay, I mean, to be honest, okay, so I don't like the pies. I don't like pie emulation, and the reason for that is anytime I've tried it, it's just been super laggy, man. But I've always tried other people's ones, so I don't know if they bought like a bad display. The display, so it was display lag, input lag, whatever it was. I didn't enjoy my experience on a single Raspberry Pi. And I'm not a snob, I use software emulation. I like software emulation, so I can use it. So let's quit this core for now, because I think the only thing in this core is actually Chameleon, so there's nothing else for us to have a look at. But let's go back out. Let's quit this core for a second. So we've looked at ARM-Def. I've wrote them down so I don't forget. So we've looked at Chameleon. We've looked at Mr. Doe. We've looked at Pac-Man. So there's one more that I got from the Booger Vault, and we'll go straight to that one now. So that's under J. Okay, Jackal. Don't really know much about this game. There's a few variations of this game, but I'm pretty sure they're all the same game. So it has a rotary stick, and I really did like rotary stick arcade games in the arcade. I thought they played really, really well. And this one here, this version, the first version I remember, you can only shoot up. So you're kind of limited by what you can do with controls, but there's different variations that kind of jig the controls somewhat. So let's have a look at this, whether this works with a second analog stick. Let's see what Boogermann's done here. But it's interesting the way you parachute down and... Okay, so I can only fire up at the moment. I think I can run over the guys as well, which is quite a cool thing. But okay, I've got a grenade button. I'm doing the shoulder buttons, the right analog stick. No, I can only shoot up in this, so that's all I can do. So if someone goes behind me, I have to run them over. But I can move around. I don't know if this will be the best way to play this. So there's different versions. So when this does officially come out from the Booger Vault, and not the direct line that the Booger Vault has to my Analogue Pocket at times, you know, there's different versions of this to play. So before we go further in there, let me go to Jackal Bootleg, and we're going to look at different versions and how the different versions control. It's going to be the same game. I'm pretty sure this core here has exactly the same game going all the way through. So it's called Jackal. Let's put in a credit and let's run it, and we're going to look at the controls now. So remember, in the previous version, all we could do was shoot up. Again, love the intro for this, man. Okay, can I rotate somewhere? No, there was a different version I could rotate. Let me just run this. Oh, one shot and okay, mind you, it was a bazooka. So where's he gone? Let me run him over. There you go. I did find one where you could rotate it. It's clearly not this version. So let's run another version. That was the same as the other one. So let's go load game. Okay, so Jackal rotary joystick. We don't have a rotary joystick, and honestly, I'm not exactly sure if the Analogue Pocket supports a rotary joystick. This is where the MiSTer has an advantage if you're playing docked. You know, I love the Analogue Pocket, but the Analogue Pocket for me is primarily a handheld device. I didn't even buy a dock when I ordered mine because I was using my MiSTer. I bought, or actually, a friend of mine was kind enough to kind of hook me up with his dock. I paid him for it, but he never used it. He's like me, handheld only, use the MiSTer for that. So I got the dock just for doing streams and capturing videos. It was more of a channel decision because, you know, the Analogue Pocket for me is a handheld device. That's how I play it. Like the MiSTer is what I play connected to the TV. However, I do appreciate some people don't have a MiSTer, they have the Analogue Pocket and they play it both ways. And that way you got the best of both worlds. It is like an FPGA Nintendo Switch. It's seamless. I could pull this out right now from the dock and I could just play this on the road, you know, so it does that. But let's have a look at what the control difference is in Jackal now. So, you know, amazing work from Boogermann as always. Great stuff from him. And just to give him another plug, top right, Boogermann, Ko-fi, guys. If you like his work, if you appreciate the work he does for the Analogue Pocket community, then you guys might want to support him on a platform like Ko-fi. So this is a little bit unusual how this works. Was there one? Okay, so the shoulder buttons are rotating the gun now. So the triggers are rotating the gun, and I'm not doing, but oh, your gun also moves around a little bit based on where you're moving. So you've got different ways of playing this. Obviously, I'm trying to shoot this guy, and I'm just not having it. Okay, finally got him, but then another one surfaces. I'm gonna run him over. There you go. Let's now run different versions to see what they kind of show as well. Okay, Tokushu Butai Jackal. That's got to be Jackal, right? But with the Japanese name. Hey guys, welcome to the stream wherever you are in the world. Whether you're just waking up, good stuff. Welcome. We're doing a series on the channel of live streams where we showcase developers and their work on a particular platform. So we kickstarted it with Hotego and MiSTer. This time we're doing Boogermann, Marcus Boogermann, over on the Analogue Pocket now. And you know, there's a lot of games that he's ported over. There's a lot of games that he's brought over to the Analogue Pocket, and this is what we're checking out here. So let's now go here and let's see if there's a difference in controls here with that. Right, again, like these soundtracks. So this one here, okay. So this one here just feels like, okay, the direction I'm going in is the direction I'm shooting in. So this may have been on one of the previous ones as well. So this kind of works as well because you can shoot one way. But it's kind of up to you. Can I? No, the shoulders aren't working for anything. Yeah, it's just it's like Pokey and Rocky now, where whichever direction you're facing in, you're shooting in. I always like it where you can, I always like games where if you hold the button, it locks your fire in that direction. I think that works well. So you can move around while locking your fire in a direction. But in this one here, you specifically only shoot in the direction that you are facing or the direction that you're specifically moving in. So Top Gunner, I think this is just going to be more of the same now, but we'll run it. Meantime, I will take a sip of my water. Is this working or? Oh, it is working. Okay, that took a little bit longer. It felt like it was a little bit longer. Okay, that was good, man. Kangia actually had the heating on and windows closed, man. So getting a little bit dehydrated, but I don't think it's as cold today as it was the last few days, at least in London. But man, that wind was strong, man. My garden fence has blown over. I'm going to have to get that repaired, but I don't think I'm going to get repaired until the weather gets better because, yeah, you can't go into the garden, man. That's one thing about the UK, London, man. When it's sunny here, it's really nice and everything looks nice. When it's not sunny here, man, it just doesn't look. It just looks grey, dark and grey out there. Dark and grim out there even. So yeah, this is the same. We were just shooting up. So right, we've had a look at, okay, Pac-Man, Jackal, Mr. Do. Oh, we've had a look at all the work in progress calls that I was given from the Booger Vault. So now what I think we should do is, here's another game from the Booger Vault, but this is one of the new ones I was given. I've had this for a while. I've had this for quite some time. So I can imagine this coming out sooner rather than later. But hey, you know what? like I always say, I can't speak for developers. I can't speak for Boogermann. But what I can say for Boogermann, if you can support his work, support his work. So when I first came onto the MiSTerFPGA scene a couple of years ago, this was one of the newly released cores, and I was like blown away because I played a lot of these games on the PC Engine. So this was by Wicker Wacker, and again ported over by Boogermann. So you know, this is a great core. It's got R-Type 1, R-Type 2, classic arcade games. It's got great stuff on here like Dragon Breed. Dragon Breed is wicked. Who doesn't like a game with a dragon? You get to ride a dragon. And when I did an interview with Wicker Wacker on the channel, he kind of mentioned that you could get off the dragon, and I was like, I never knew you could get off the dragon. I played this game in the arcade. I love this game in the arcade. It's a tough game, but it's something that I played a lot. It was very, very cool. But yeah, there's certain parts where you can get off the dragon, and hopefully we can have a look at that. Try a game called Downtown. It's a beat 'em up in Tarte view. What system is that on, Omar? Again, really good soundtrack on this as well, man. And you've got the R-Type style, you know, fireball. Charge it up and fire away. And what's really good as well, you can kind of use parts of the dragon to, you know, you can only get hit if your character gets hit, I think. I don't think the dragon takes damage. It has to hit your character. So, which it just did there. But yeah, this is a really good game. Very, very cool. Again, you know, I remember what it looked like in the arcade, you know, on that CRT screen, in a dark environment where we used to game. Ah, okay, I'm super sucking at this, man. I am super sucking at this. Right, last life here, and we'll look at some other games as well. They just won't die. Oh, okay, nice. Oh, I missed that power up, man. How many hits? How many hits from my dragon tail? So this is where you can get off the dragon. Button 2, look at that. Hey, you can fire, but that's it. It's only like little bits that you can do. So let's get the dragon to come here, and I'm back on the dragon. How cool is that, man? Get off your dragon, and hopefully, maybe the later levels, there's larger parts. Look at that, man. I'm the golden dragon. We are celebrating the new year. Hey. Okay, so there's things around here. By the way, guys, the Amiga version of this is really good as well, which is a fun version to play from what I recall. But arcade version is king when it comes to this game, man. Oh, how am I supposed to get that, man? Okay, I've got that. That's cool. Ah, and I got set up there, man. Okay, what's the arcade games? Okay, so remember, we're only doing games by Boogermann. If it was a Boogermann game, cool, we can check it out. If it's not a Boogermann game, don't worry, we can check that out on another stream. So, or another occasion. So strictly Boogermann games today, and I want to plug Boogermann's. I want to plug Boogermann's Ko-fi. So if anyone enjoys his work, consider supporting him. IRIM M72 is a great system. If I had to pick a favorite out of M72 and M92, I would pick the M72. Now, a lot of people would disagree with that. They're like, you know, it's got R-Type Leo, Ninja Baseball Batman, In the Hunt, among others. But, you know, it's all about nostalgia and the stuff that I played. And I played more stuff that is on the IRIM M72 system than the M92 system. Hence why I prefer the M72. To that. This isn't publicly released yet, but it's in very good condition, and it has been for some time, and I really do hope that Boogermann gets around to releasing it in his own time whenever he feels it is ready. You know, the bar is high, the standard is high, so whenever he feels it's ready. But I feel like this is a great core, and it's a great core that will be a great addition to the already excellent cores we have to on the Analogue Pocket. A big shout out to Wicker Wacker, man. He's done, I think, what was his latest work? IRIM M90. So hopefully we'll get a port of the IRIM M90, which has different versions of Bomberman on there, like Bomberman the arcade game. So this is, oh, I'm pressing the wrong fire. So this is interesting. As you can see, I've got that laser down there, that bar that fills up. But the thing I really like about this, I really like I really like the size of the ship is quite big, you know, whereas in shmups your ship's usually a bit smaller. You're like a police vehicle. Again, like the background in this just looks wicked, and all this stuff really you need to play on a CRT, because, you know, even though it looks great here, I don't run any filters, so, and I've got my special fire, as you can see, it kind of runs out there. I'm doing really badly, but hey, at least we can look at more games. Yeah, this game looks really good. This isn't something I played in the arcade. I think I saw it in the arcade, but I don't think I ever played it because we were playing different games at the time. But you know, it is a fantastic game. Oops, okay, just doing badly here. Like, let's run another game on this system, because this is heavy on games. Hammerin' Harry is a game I liked a lot growing up. I liked it a lot. I need to change the buttons though, because I've got attack first and kind of jump second. So let me just go here, controls. Oh, okay, now that might be all right, actually. Button 1, button 2. Right, okay, cool. So Hammerin' Harry was really good. This is a game I played while on holiday, and I was with my cousin, and for some reason he thought, yeah, I love this game. We've already done Gun Force and In the Hunt. We've done Gun Force 2 and In the Hunt. We've had a look at the IRIM M92. We're kind of now moved over to the IRIM M72. So, sorry, dude, we'll see. Maybe we can revisit. We may not, depending on time and the stuff that we're kind of showing off. So, again, really like this game. I liked it a lot when I was younger. I still think it's a good game, but I didn't get the love for it. I didn't get the nostalgia kick that I did. And I think that might be because I find it quite difficult now compared to before. So, good soundtrack as well, man. IRIM nailed it with those soundtracks. I think guys come out there and try and hit you, right? Or they're going to chuck that drain pipe cover at you somewhere down the line. I mean, this is one where they chuck plates at you, you know, and you think, oh, there might be some noodles in there. Is that going to be a power-up? But it just kind of whacks you out. I think you can hit that if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. One hit and you're dead, man. These games were unforgiving. Again, they're terrible from me. Yeah, so we went with M92. That's a big system. Come on, we got Electro there from Spider-Man. Oh, I can fire up as well. Forgot about that. That's handy. You know, if it's death from above, it's time for, what is it? Cock the hammer, it's time for action. If you know where that's from, let me know. Cock the hammer, it's time for action. If you know, you know. I'm sure someone's going to get it. But, you know, I'll tell you after. Image Fight, okay, that's something I played. Legend of Hero Tomna, I really like this game. It reminds me of Willow on CPS1, just slightly, just because it's a QE, shooty, platformery kind of thing. I do like this game a lot. I think it's a great game. And again, this was out for the PC Engine. And it was fantastic on the PC Engine, every bit as good as the arcade from what I remember. I'm sure there was some superiority to the arcade version that wasn't in the PC Engine version, but I remember the PC Engine version being great. I remember this is one of the games that when I saw it in the arcade, I was like, it was instantly a favorite game of mine. It just works really, really well. It plays well, it looks well. I like the fact that you can jump really, really high. Here we go. So love the sound effect again when you pick up the key, and you got these ones always popping out. Oh, okay, everyone dies. Can't remember if you get to spend money, you know, Willow style in this. Honestly, can't recall. But look how great this game is, and hopefully, guys, like I say, hopefully this gets unleashed as a public release from the Boogermann. Oh, that was a bit cheap there. Jumped up there and didn't really have control by the time that shot was out. Let's look at another game anyway. So Mr. Heli's really, really good. I really like this game on the PC Engine. Like I like this game a lot on the PC Engine. And the PC Engine had a lot of the IRIM games on there, especially when it comes to the IRIM M72. And they were very, very good arcade versions of the game. I think this game was known as Battle Chopper in the West. I knew it as Mr. Heli. That's what I knew it as. And it was very, very interesting and very, very cute how Mr. Heli just kind of walked, and you had like shops on the go. So you got your normal fire, and you got the fire that fires up. So what you do is look, as we destroy that, we'll get currency. That's currency, and I use that to buy stuff, and I use that to buy power up. So you get that dropping everywhere. What's really cute is I love the way he walks. Yeah, and on the floor you get the bombs as well to destroy the stuff that's destroy the stuff like down here. So drop a few of these down, get me some money. Okay, there's some money here, definitely want that. And as you can see, look, how much money have I got? 260. So I can't quite buy that yet unless this gets it. Oh, sold that. There you go. So I've got a better fire now. And it's really, really interesting because you're always trying to, you know, grab that stuff there. Now, yeah, great core. Absolutely fantastic core. Yeah, can't wait for a public release on this so you guys can try it out. So, you know, Boogermann released the MSX core recently, so I know a lot of you guys have been enjoying that, and rightfully so. It's a fantastic core. Great soundtrack for this as well. Hopefully I've got the levels not too low because it does vary from game to game. Okay. Ah man, I got the power up and now I am dead, which means one thing: we're gonna change the game. But Mr. Heli's good. This game is a banger. Love this game. Couldn't complete it on the PC Engine. There's a certain part that you get to where you've got to kind of jump down and ninjas are holding swords. And it's very, very difficult. I had to watch like a YouTube video to see if it was actually even possible. It is possible, but man, it's difficult. And also the Game Boy DMG version of this game is fantastic. It's really, really good. I think I'm playing the PC Engine mode. So let's have a look at this. I think select this to change your weapon. So we'll kind of stick with a sword. I really used to like... Oh, actually, no, this is the arcade version. What am I thinking? Okay, so you can change your weapon. Really used to like this weapon. But I think playing it later on, I've kind of grown to like the sword a lot. that little pesky thing at the bottom, very, very annoying. And it's nice. And the power-ups are only, like for example, if I get the power up when I've got the sword, my sword will be powered up, but the other weapons won't. But you have got, you do get, oh, I want to get that as well. Is that destroy everything? No, I've got, see, you've got your options, and that's what you want in here, man. You want the other one there. And this game is really, really good. Like I said, I used to play it on the PC Engine. Discovered it like recently, more kind of on the Analogue Pocket, where I played the Game Boy, the DMG version, and that's a great version of the game, guys. An absolutely superb version of the game. Has to be played. If you're a Game Boy fan, play it. There's some games on the Game Boy, the DMG especially, that I think are just cutting edge. Parodius is one of them. Ninja Spirit is another. You know, there's some really, really great games on the DMG. I really like the Ninja Turtles game. I know people tell me I should play like part 2 and part 3, but I really do like the DMG, yeah, the original Turtles games. Now, in my head, I get confused because when you play this on the PC Engine and the Game Boy, you've got like a PC Engine and a Game Boy mode, which means you're more than one hit. You know, you've got like 3 hits before you die, which makes the game significantly easier. But, you know, you can use all the help you can get because a lot of these games were brutal, man. They were brutal with that one-hit death, you know? Okay, so I've got a power up for my Ninja Stars as well. Superb. Look at that. That's actually a good weapon there, man. Look at that. So I want to show you guys the boss, because you get a midway boss, which is fine, but the actual first level boss is just epic. You know, seeing that as a kid, I remember seeing it in a video games magazine and thinking like, wow, this is like the best game ever. And I still really, really like this game to this day, you know. To this game, I love checking this stuff out. So now, this is like the midway boss where we're going to get these ninjas jumping out of these 2 wells. I can't remember what the best power up was here, so... So maybe I can get rid of all of these here. Okay, so that's that. And a good thing is you can deflect enemy fire. Ah, here we go. So I think over here I need to use something like the Ninja Stars. And with my options, look at that boss, guys. Come on. Put yourself as, I don't know, like a 10-year-old in the arcade looking at that. You know, you haven't played the game yet, but you're watching someone else play it. You know, that is gonna blow your socks off. You're gonna have to come home and change your pants, because when you saw this, you actually pooped your pants. And that's exactly what happened. And it's one of those as well, when you've got your options and you've got your power, you're powerful. If you lose a life and you're just there as a ninja with the basics, it takes a lot longer to get through these. I have to go, au revoir, Otto One Son, man. Thank you for stopping by. So I'm going to kind of use that. Why is that flashing? Have I got a power up there? This was interesting because I used to kind of run around and just rotate that. But let's go sword. I really do like the sword. I'm going to have to change game to show you something else, because do you know what this is? I can just play this for way too long. So I should get the wolves diving at me at some point. Here you go. And those wolves are present on the Game Boy DMG as well. The Game Boy DMG is very accurate to this, but it's like the difference between Coke and Diet Coke, you know. So even though, you know, Diet Coke kind of tastes all right, actually no, it's better than that. You know, it's amazing on the Game Boy DMG. Absolutely love it. And what you'll find as well, when you play this stuff on FPGA consoles, you're going to find that they're a lot more snappy. Okay, I lost a life there. Yeah, man, this game is a banger. It's well worth playing. It does get tough. It really does get tough down the line. Okay, let's go R-Type, because R-Type's a classic. We'll go Japan instead of World, because I really do like Japanese text. I think it just looks superb. So, you know, big shout out to Boogermann. Yeah, Boogermann can do whatever a booger can. Swing a web, no he can't. Flick a booger, yes he can. He's Boogermann. And if you want to support Boogermann, guys, his Ko-fi link top right of the screen right now as I speak. You know, details for that are in the description. So, you know, don't support me, support Boogermann. His work is awesome. He's contributed a lot to the Analogue Pocket. And earlier on we had a look at R-Type Leo on the IRIM M92, and now we're heading back to put the volume up a tad, because this has a banging soundtrack. Don't want to die in the meantime. Yeah, so this has a banging soundtrack. R-Type is one of the daddies of horizontal shmups, man. I mean, it's aged so well. If anyone out there went out to, before drum and bass, there was jungle. If anyone knows the R-Type tune, it was always dropped by a DJ called Nicky Blackmarket that owned Black Market Records down in Darby Street, central London, the kind of Soho area. So, yeah, man. R-Type banging. The jungle tune for R-Type was just wicked, absolutely superb. But yeah, what a soundtrack, man. And the first boss for this, oh wow, Jumping Jingle Bells. The first boss for this is just, it's one of the best bosses you've ever seen. And that's one of the things with the Iron games. I mean, we got the great boss that we just had a look at in Ninja Spirit. The R-Type first boss is just superb, man. Super duper epic. So, oh, okay, so I want the laser, man. The laser's really, really good. You know, that's my favorite weapon in here, because it gets rid of a lot of the stuff that's down below as well. I remember going in here, want to shoot this and get done. Here we go, we're here. Let's see if we can get to that first boss, because I'm pretty sure everyone here's seen like the first R-Type boss. If you haven't, then yeah, man, it's amazing. So I don't like that power up, you know. I don't like it. I'm not gonna. Oh no, maybe that's okay. Cool. So it upgrades my pod, but I prefer the laser. You know, the laser's the bouncy one. I can't remember if the missiles home onto the up and down sides. Big shout out to what's his name now? Mega Z, I think he's called. He's the one that's working on Mega Drive R-Type, which by the way is fantastic. Okay, I've got my laser back now. I'm happy with that. I really do like that laser. That laser just felt so good. You know, you had Gradius, but this one had like a diamond-shaped diagonal laser going out, and I think we are here on one of the most epic bosses in video gaming history. And what's really good here, we'll see if we can do it in part 2. Just take note of this boss now, right? Take note of this boss and this little alien kind of face that pops out there. So let's see if we're okay. Got him. Fantastic game, guys. I attended more than a few parties where Nicky Black Market was DJing. Ooh yeah, I was always more of a garage guy. I've got to just kind of put that out there. I was more of a garage guy. I did like jungle, but when I started clubbing and when I started DJing, garage was the main thing, and that's kind of like what I got into. However, I did appreciate jungle. I wouldn't be able to mix jungle. Let's try R-Type 2 quickly, because I want to show you what I'm talking about with that first boss. So let's go R-Type 2. So yeah, Nicky Black Market was banging, man. I used to go to his record shop. In fact, the first record I bought, Scandal, was from Derby Street from Black Market Records, and it was called like Bass and Odyssey. Oh, I can't remember. It was like I'm not even going to try and sing it. I'm going to embarrass myself, man. I remember on the B-side it had a track called De La Bass, and on the B-side it had, was it Groove Odyssey or something? No, I'm not going to do it. Terrible. Sorry about that, guys. Look at that. I remember seeing that in the arcade, man. I remember seeing that intro and that that ship just flying out, guys. So guys, Iron M72 will get released by Boogermann some point in the future. A port of Wicker Wacker's original Mr. Core, guys. And you know, like I keep saying, guys, if you can support, if you're in a financial position to support a developer, then support the Boogermann. If you love your Analogue Pocket and you enjoy these releases, then do consider contributing. You know, the Ko-fi's not like a Patreon where you have to submit like a weekly one, or you have to cancel it, or do a, you know, you can just do a one-off payment. I've done a one-off payment to Boogermann because the guys helped me a lot, and you know, within my kind of financial thing, what I can afford. So you know, if you guys can do it, like the guys are an asset to it now. I have to say straight away, I'm not used to R-Type 2 as much as 1, and I think it might be more of a difficult game, but I really do want to get to that boss. But this has this game has one of those checkpoint saves, and that's something that the Mega Drive one kind of takes care of. The remake of the original R-Type, where you can have instant respawn as your save, which I think works really well, because you don't have to start all the way from the beginning, you know. Really like these helicopters and how cool they look, man. Oh, they're not really helicopter, these pods, but they just look very cool. They kind of, you can see there's a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of inspiration there from. Right, I'm not going to get to the boss. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you, the boss in the first level of R-Type 2 is the boss from the first level of R-Type 1, but he's got armor on. So it looks really good. It's like, oh no, I got beaten in the first game, so they put him in the second game with armor on. If someone wants to Google it and have a look at the first boss in R-Type 2 and look at the first boss in R-Type 1, you see the first boss in number 2 is the boss from number 1 with armor on. He's like, no, if I'm facing you know, the R-Type ship again, then I'm going to put armor on. And here we go, I truly suck at this. So let's see if there's any other games that really do stand out that I want to have a look at. Now, X Multiplier, I know people like that game. It wasn't my jam. I think I've had a look at all the games that I played in the arcade personally. So what else have we got from Boogermann? What haven't we had a look at? Oh, okay. yeah, let's quit this. I've also got the Sega System one. Why do I keep pressing play cartridges and I keep getting error? So I need to take that cartridge out and potentially clean it. So let's now have a look at, let's go down to S. Sega System 1 and 2. So we might round up the stream by finishing up with this. And there's a lot of games on here. I'm not too familiar with most of the games. This is a game many people like, Choplifter. This, as far as I know, isn't one of the games that's out. And guys, I can tell you as well, like I speak to Boogermann, he's working on other stuff as well. He works on multiple projects simultaneously. So he's working on other stuff as well. Some really good stuff that he's working on bringing over. So okay, they're working. Hopefully it's going to work. But yeah, it is working. Cool. So in the meantime, I really do like this picture. I think that's what Boogermann named his online name as, this character here. So yeah, Choplifter. I know many people like it. I know Phil really likes the game. I was run by Massive Attack, so we were always goodie bag filled with t-shirts and CDs. Nice. Wicked. Yeah, I'm bad at a lot of these games, man. There's some games that I'm better at because I played them. Now, Choplifter wasn't something that I played. It's a very famous game. Many people talk about it. You used to hear about different home conversions of it. It's a game that always gets mentioned a lot. But honestly, it's not really my jam. Okay, but I can see why people like it. I mean, you're a cool helicopter. You can change your stance and start laying bombs down, fire stuff. I mean, that is good. And the way would I be right in saying the parallax scrolling of like the floor, the way that looks, it just looks really superb. So I can see why people would love this game. So let's so you can change direction here and everything. Again, looks really good. So I can imagine why at the time people were like, yeah, this game is epic, you know, because it definitely, it has a good feel to it, the way your helicopter moves around. So I guess I need to shoot these. It's not like going along a level. So okay, so I've got those. Is there more? Come on, what's that? Okay, that's enough of Choplifter. Right, okay. Let's now load another game. If anyone wants to see anything in a heavy metal, I've got to try heavy metal, right? Rock and roll, baby. Okay. I was into a little bit, not the craziest heavy metal. I went as heavy as like, so it's really weird. You hear me talk about jungle, drum and bass, UK garage, what I DJ'd, but I also liked a lot of metal and a lot of rock. My favorite band of all time, Skid Row. I don't care what anyone says. Close second would be Alice in Chains and a band called Love Hate. But I also loved bands like Megadeth and Metallica. They were some of my favorites. Faith No More was another good one. But Love Hate was they were a really good band, man. Especially the album Wasted in America. Alice in Chains, the Dirt album, superb. A little bit of trivia: if you watch the Street Fighter 2 animated movie, the first one that came out, in the US version, when Ken's driving his car, he's got Them Bones playing by Alice in Chains, but in the Japanese version of that with subtitles, it's got some Japanese soundtrack playing. So a little bit of trivia there. So Alice in Chains, absolutely superb, great band. I don't know what they're like now. So like for me, the lead singer forms a large part of the band. So, you know, I know Velvet Revolver was supposed to be a super band, but I never got into them. You know, I like GNR with Axl Rose, Skid Row I like with Sebastian Bach. When it changed, yeah, I wasn't, you know, yeah, I never liked it. I tried liking it, I just didn't like it. Megadeth had some really good albums as well, man. Rust in Peace, I think, would have to be my favourite. But, okay, so let's roll with this. Okay. Okay, so I can fire stuff. Okay, so I can launch this. I remember playing this game, man. I don't know how I would have felt about this in the arcade. Again, like what used to happen in the arcade is sometimes you would be in a place where they only had one arcade machine, or you'd go and visit family or someone and there was only one arcade machine in their local chip shop or whatever. So that's the only chance you had to play anything. So you would end up liking and enjoying those games. I mean, don't get me wrong, this game kind of feels all right. It's just this button here. What the heck am I doing with that? So do I go forward a bit and then do it? No? Okay, just a tad more forward. Have I still got? Got ya. I think I already got that already anyway. So, okay, so you can kind of hit a dead end there at some point as well. Oh, you can fire diagonally. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, is that how far it goes? Right. Okay, I kind of get it. So if I'm looking at that bar, maybe when something shows up here, okay, that's interesting. You've got a visual indicator there. That's superb. That's good. Of something there. And if I press that then, like here, okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting, but let's go to another game. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do that. Sorry, because that's something I say to my wife a lot. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I am actually sorry, and maybe that's why it's called I'm sorry. Maybe because the game just didn't actually work there. Let's have a look. So, Mr. Viking. What's Mr. Viking? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Some of the stuff here, maybe I haven't got the ROMs up. And what happens sometimes as well, sometimes the updater might pull something for me that doesn't work. And then I have to go and manually adjust stuff after as well because this core isn't released. My hero. Oh, wow. What's going on? I know Wonder Boy works. So maybe go down a little bit to Wonder Boy. Come on. Okay, what's this one? Nobu Ranka. Come on. Yeah, here we go. It's loading. So good stuff. So guys, like I'll say again, I really like the art direction in this. Like I remember, is it where your girl gets kidnapped? Let's see if it shows you at the beginning. Very, very cool. There you go. Your girl gets kidnapped by, I don't know. Oh, and look, I love you. And I'm climbing up here. So it's a tree shooter, so you can't go down. And I'm getting plenty of fruit. And I always like the fruit in video games, especially Sega video games, games like Wonder Boy. I really do like how the fruit looks. I don't know what it is about video game fruit. It just looks really, really good, especially like Sun 2 as well on the PC Engine. That had some good looking fruit in there as well. And I do like fruit. Yeah, man, Megadeth, wicked, man. Dave Mustaine days. I mean, to be honest, Scandal, if we're being completely honest here, right? Dave Mustaine really wasn't, he really didn't have a good voice, man. But the whole package of the band, you know, the solos, the riffs, everything just worked, man. Favorite album, Rust in Peace. What would be my second favourite album? Was it So Far, So Good, So What? That was quite a raw album. That was decent. I didn't even mind Countdown to Extinction, to be honest. But there's one album name that I'm forgetting. But Tornado of Souls, man. What a track. What a track, you know. Love that. I don't think Pitfall 2 actually worked. So let's go Sega Ninja. Oh, we can't go Sega Ninja. Guys, apologies for this. I haven't really ran this for a long time. It's been sitting on my micro SD for a long time. I'm sure some of these did work before, but there may well have been some changes along the line. So let's have a look. Oh, SWAT. What SWAT? I'm watching. Man. I'm watching SWAT on Netflix at the moment. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And it's a kind of filler. I watch it on my train journey to work. So that's kind of interesting, or my tube journey, as we like to say. Okay, so let's go Wonder Boy. Oh, come on. I know one of the Wonder Boys works on here. Don't I hope I haven't messed some stuff up, which clearly I have, because I remember more of this stuff running. Let's have a look if this version works. Oh, it's working. Okay, cool. So guys, yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up soonish, man. And I'm going to kind of crack on with my day. I have got a few things to do. But yeah, this is Wonder Boy, man. This is a classic. Banging soundtrack again. I think Al said to me that I should use this for like a weekly news video. Again, loving that fruit, man. Who doesn't like bananas, right? Guys, if you ever go to a Smiley restaurant, ooh, can I go Smiley today? I really like their rice with a beef steak. And what they give you with it is they give you a banana with it. And it took me a long time. And I was like, nah, man, I'm going to have a banana with this. Guys, seriously, once you try it, it is amazing. Beef steak, rice, and they give you a banana. And I would never have tried it, but it's very common for them to have that with it. It is banging. I told my Italian friend to do it, and he says it's blasphemy. He can't do it. And I said, look, you need to try it. I said, it took me 6 years of going there before I actually tried it, you know, on and off. And eventually I gave in and I tried it, and I thought, yeah, this is banging. But here you go, Wonder Boy, guys. I know this is a favourite of many people out there. 5 a.m. here in America. I should have been in bed, but night owl life. Nah, man, like, I'm more of a waker at 5 a.m, man. I've been up, what time? Actually, it was Sunday today. I had my alarm set for 6:30, but I woke up at 5:45 anyway. I usually get up for work at 5 a.m. I'm bright and early at work for 7, so... Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm used to this. Even on the weekend, I end up waking up early. I'm so glad I don't do night shift anymore, because I don't have to do that. Yeah, man, I've got myself a fairy. Okay, we are rocking and we are rolling. I know Boogermann gave me some other calls as well. I can't remember what they are previously, so again by memory here. But we've had a look at enough stuff in here to, you know, to show what an asset Boogermann is to the Analogue Pocket community, with all the cores that he has brought over, all the ports, you know, stuff like RMM72, M92 that he has brought over are some of like my favorite games on there. The Sega System one, yeah, a little bit before my time, but I do appreciate stuff like Wonder Boy on there. Has it actually got the other Wonder Boy game on here as well? Oh, Wonder Boy in Monsterland, English Virtual Console version. Okay, good stuff. And it's working. So this one I kind of recall being alright. This is the one we have the shop as well. I don't know if I preferred this one here. Welcome to Monsterland. I don't know, that don't sound too healthy, does it? Okay. I'm knocking. There you go. Wonder Boy's got manners, guys. Okay, cool. I got myself a sword. What's that recent kind of Wonder Boy game? Something The Cursed Kingdom as well. That was really, really good. I played that, but I found the map kind of confusing on that one. So should we buy one life? He's going to sell me a cocktail or a beer. I've got 18. I'm feeling rich. Let's go for a bevy. Oh, okay. Only gave me half a heart. It'll give me one. Skank. It's a good game, by the way, guys. It's a good game. And if you play this in the arcade in particular, come on, why can't I? It can get you. You know, if you play this in the arcade in particular, you should really, really enjoy this stuff when it's released. So say it again as we're ending up, guys. Do try and support Boogermann over on Ko-fi. Try and support any developer out there that you can when you enjoy their work. Boogermann's put a lot of stuff out for the Analogue Pocket, so you know, if you do enjoy it, guys, definitely without a doubt. Okay, I should have jumped over that and got the coinage. Yeah, definitely consider supporting him. He'll be bringing out more calls as well, guys. He's actually working on more stuff that I know of, but I can't reveal it yet. But I can tell you some of the stuff is very, very significant, and a lot of you guys will be very, very happy that it's out. There's a couple of things in particular I'm really, really looking forward to, but you know, I won't disclose stuff. It's not really my place to do it. I'm really glad that, you know, I'm trusted by many, and I don't leak stuff out there, and it's nice to have that information. It's stuff that I can kind of on the sly, kind of like in the background, look forward to it. Cloth boots. All right, we'll go cloth boots, always the cheaper option. Oh, look at that. I like it that you can actually see them. He's got different boots on, man. Now that is quite the fashion statement. Wonder Boy is looking wonderful. And let's give this a knock. Hey, welcome. Come on, give me some cheap bombs, buddy. I'm a little bit short, buddy. No credit. And I got hit by a mushroom. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. I thought I was dead. You know when you land in the water, you die? Ooh. Not the most generous hitbox, I have to say. Okay, here we go, guys. Like, seriously, what a great game. Fantastic game. Wonder Boy series is really good. I like Wonder Boy. Is it Wonder Boy 3, the remake, where you press a button and it goes between new mode and old mode? That's really, really good. Like some of the old Sega games. Like Alex Kidd has done that as well, but Alex Kidd, yeah, I kind of preferred the original. It's a bit difficult to go back to it. And here I am getting owned by a bat. Oops. Okay, I fell down in lava. Right, let's wrap it up by just having a look at, let's running one final game in attract mode. So, oh, actually, maybe it can be a game from here. Oh, actually, you know what? Here's a game. Here's a game. Let's have a look at one more game. We'll run that, and hopefully it's got. I really do like it when it has decent attract modes. You know, so. Where is it? It's Congo Bongo. Congo Bongo. Not one that I had from the arcade, but I remember covering this on like an earlier news video when I was when I kind of, you know, started out the channel. So good stuff here. We got ourselves some Congo Bongo. Again, game looks good. Game looks fun. And it is fun, and you know, back then what was really good about this, around the time like 1983 when games like this came out, games were about fun. So you had a lot of kiddie themed games, or games that were, you know, very, very childish in nature. There weren't many games out there that you would be, this is only for adults. And here's one here. You got Congo at the top end. You're doing something with your bongo. So guys, wrapping this up, we'll be doing more. I'll be doing more live streams on the channel where we're showcasing particular developers and their contributions to FPGA gaming. Whether we talk about, you know, them bringing stuff over to the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket, it'll primarily be those devices. You know, unless I end up getting like a Tang, a Side-P'd Tang FPGA, which I intend to at some point. Then we can feature the works of Nantamari and all their porting works. But there'll definitely be more showcase stuff for the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. People like Robert Pape, Obsidian.dev, Wicker Wacker. There's a lot of developers out there that have contributed a lot, and it'll be nice to kind of highlight their hard work. So, you know, a final plug here now, guys. I've got my Patreon there if you want to support my work, but in this instance, I would say support Marcus Jordon above me. He puts in a lot of time. He's given me a lot of time with issues that I've ever had, setting stuff up or working stuff out. The guy's awesome, and he's brought a lot of goodness over to the Analogue Pocket, and I appreciate him. As a friend, as a developer, really cool guy. But you know, I appreciate the community in general. The FPGA gaming community for the whole part, very awesome, very awesome people, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I like interacting with you guys, the subscriber, the viewer. I like interview. I like mixing with everyone from the community, developers, whoever you are, you know, whatever your role is within there, whether you just like playing games, whether we just like speaking on Discord. We're all guys in our 30s, 40s, and we're playing games. We're kind of reliving our childhood in our spare time via FPGA platforms as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. But I really do hope you enjoyed this stream. If you did enjoy this stream, then if you hit that like button, it really does help. It really does help the video. It kind of helps it get recognized a little bit out there, and hopefully more people can see the replay and more people can support developers in the future. So we had a look at some cores that are publicly available. This one's publicly available. Your updater will grab this for you. You just simply need to run it. Stuff like the IRIM M92, the MSX core is publicly available. We had a look at stuff like that isn't publicly available yet, that was provided to me by Boogermann. Stuff like the Pac-Man games, Mr. Do or Mr. Do, however you say it, Armed F, and the games that came with that. We also had a look at a game called Jackal. So it's been a good stream and that stuff that we've had a look at. We had a look at IRIM 72, which out of all the Boogermann cores, if I had to pick one that I would like to see get released the soonest, it would be the IRIM 72, because I absolutely love that core. I played a lot of those games on the PC Engine. I played some of those games in the arcade as well. And to see that stuff go out there and come out in the Analogue Pocket, and just to see how happy you guys get when that releases out there, and we can talk about exactly what we like about these games. And I especially like sharing stories about arcade games and what it was like in the arcade, your hustles, your stories, what you did to play those games, what you sacrificed in order to use that money to play those games. Sometimes we sacrifice food and whatnot. But guys, that's kind of it. I'm going to crack on with my day. Unless some kind of miracle happens, I might do another stream later, but I might take the day and chill, man. I've got to take, I want to take my actually, I'm not sure if I'm taking my mum out because my aunt might be coming over, but I'll be taking the boys out. It's cold out and I need to give them exercise. So they're going to go to an indoor play center. I can play a video game there. Then I'm working on a project with my cousin, or have been for like the past month or so. Yeah, I've got a meeting with him this evening, and that's kind of it. My day. Then it's work tomorrow. So guys, I hope everyone's having a good weekend wherever you are. If you're in the USA, your day's starting earlier. Absolutely wicked. If we're in the UK, then we're approaching midday. But wherever you are in the world, you know, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. So big shout out to Boogermann, aka Marcus Jordon, for, you know, giving me work in progress content and just the content he puts out in general. So that's it, guys. Be absolutely awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.